Yeah, we're on to our second outside non-counting opportunity in the preseason. I think that we learned a lot from our first opportunity with Butler, and that was 2 weeks ago. We've had ample time to make some adjustments and improve in some areas that we needed to improve in. Get a great opportunity to go against a very, very good basketball team, a very old team, a team in the SEC, a team that I know their head coach very well. He's been a friend for a long time, and Chris Beard, paths have crossed over the course of time. From the junior college ranks, we're just a couple of junior college coaches that cut our teeth in the Kansas Jukes. So Chris has done an incredible job there. They've got a great roster, a great player in Matthew Morrell and the Brakefield kid. They're going to play extremely hard. They're going to be a very, very aggressive team. We're taking our team on the road, which I'm excited about. It'll be the first time that a lot of these young guys get to experience a road trip, and then obviously, and not in front of our fans, but hostile fans. So, be a great opportunity. It's to help CASA of that region in Mississippi, a great cause, and excited to be a part of that, helping Chris and Ole Miss basketball raise some money for children in that region of the state of Mississippi. So. We'll be better for it when we get done playing it. We'll learn a lot. We play a lot of other SEC schools, so they're coming up quickly. The season's 9-10 days away, but great opportunity, and then one final learning experience for these guys as we get ready to head into when the games do count.
What may stood out the most from the scrimmage with Butler?
Yeah, I thought they're good. I thought that Butler was a team that was very, very old. They're very physical. They had some guys that we were familiar with, and Pierre Brooks and Patrick McCaffrey, guys that were physical, experienced. I thought we did some good things in those areas, being able to be challenged like that. I think that obviously Thad's a guy who's been to a couple Final Fours, and they're extremely well coached. We didn't scout at all for that game, so I thought principle-wise we did some really solid things. I thought there were some mistakes we made. They threw a few actions at us that we had to, we've had to work on and clean up that we had. And so, that personnel-wise, I thought. We had some positive things from all of our newcomers, and that's what you look for in a game like that.
Do you go in with a plan on how you want to distribute minutes for an exhibition, or you let the game flow?
Yeah, the game will flow. I think that we're obviously still looking at situations, lineups, what that may entail. Obviously, it's a game on television. So you can play 2 20-minute halves. It'd be more game-like feel in terms of if guys get in foul trouble, if guys get in, you get the bonus early. Those types of situations you didn't pay much attention to in a scrimmage. So we'll look at some different things and obviously keep our interest at the forefront, but we're going to see a style, we're going to see a system, we're going to see something that's they're well ingrained in and they've done for a while as they're an old team. It'll be interesting to see how we handle that.
Talked a lot about defense going into that scrimmage. What you think of your team defensively coming out of that?
Some good, some bad. I think that that's to be expected this time of year. I thought that we competed. I love some of the things that our guys did on the ball. I thought that they're a very, very heavy ball screen team. I thought they ran some actions that really hurt us that we just didn't cover. And scouting will clean some of that up. We're not going to go into a real in-depth scout at all with Ole Miss. It's more going to be personnel based, and so our guys start to dive into some of that part of a scout. But some good, some bad, and you know, we've got to continue to do the tough things, and that will definitely be challenged on Sunday.
With Tommy not available for the scrimmage against Butler, what did that look like at the 5 in terms of how you were able to man that position?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. You know, you get a little bit smaller at times. You know, we slid Ben there a decent amount. We played carry there a little bit. Merez obviously is going to man that spot and played a decent amount. So we just kind of rotated guys in and out. It was you know, like I said, there was some good, there's some bad. You know, I think that those will be things that we'll have throughout the course of the season to look at. You know, we can be a really, really good shooting team. You know, with Carey, with Ben. You know, we did some good things with those lineups. So we'll see how those look on Sunday.
Is Tommy's status the same for this game?
Tommy will play Sunday. We don't have an official status yet, but is cleared for the scrimmage. That will be determined later. But we did get notification that he can play in the scrimmage, which will be a positive thing for him, as he needs to get his obviously get his feet wet against some other competition.
Does that strike you as a step forward or a one-off thing, or how do you read that from what you view?
I don't. You know, I think it's just it's a process that goes on, and you know, our compliance people have done a fabulous job in our administration, and you know, they said he could play in the game on Sunday, and we'll, you know, it's nice. I'm really happy for him, because he was itching to want to play against Butler, and obviously we can. So I'm happy for Tommy that he gets to play on Sunday.
You mentioned you may see some good things from the newcomers. How did the freshmen look in the?
Yeah, you know, I think that they did some really good things. I think that we had not been to State Farm Center for even a practice prior to that. We walked into that thing cold, so we didn't shoot the ball particularly well in our freshman, you know, first time in there. I mean, it's, for a lot of them, it's the first time they've seen the court down. So, you know, there was some adjustment getting used to that, but I thought defensively, a lot of good things from those guys, which is usually the biggest challenge. And then offensively, you kind of take it for what it is. You know, some nights the ball doesn't go in. None of those guys shot it great, but they did a lot of really good things.
What impact, if any, can football have on you guys? Just their success and fan excitement standpoint, and maybe fans getting locked in several months before basketball season?
Nothing better. There's nothing better. I say it many times that winning is the most contagious drug and feeling of all time, and it uplifts the community, it uplifts the campus. You've got you know, just coming off an incredible weekend here with the celebration, with the win. They're ranked. They're playing a #1 team. We'll fly to Oxford, and we'll be sitting in a room with our guys, watching that game on television. They've got a home game there, so we're actually going to go in pretty early to try to avoid as much traffic and difficulties from that. But we'll be right there cheering for them. They all know each other. They're great friends, and again, it's winning is so contagious, and it's so fun to be around, and extremely happy for them, and got a great opportunity this weekend against #1.
It seems like everyone, like, you see scouts or NBA draft people who come through here, they leave raving about KJ. So, like, what has wowed you about him to this point?
Yeah, I think he's got a maturity about him. I think he's and I say that his maturity is in his basketball IQ. It's beyond his years. Obviously, there's great size. There's a 6'5", 6'6", 205, 210 pound guard that doesn't look like he just turned 18. But I think the impressive thing is he's a great competitor. He works extremely hard, and then he takes what the game gives him. It's not a matter of whether he scores 30, which you can go to his U18 stuff he could do, or if he's piling up the assist. He just takes a mature route to affecting the game, and I have a lot of appreciation for that.
Often this time of year, the best lineup defensively is not the best lineup offensively. Is that something you're working through right now?
I'm looking for the next Terrence on the defensive side. I'm looking for the guy who can put the clamps on somebody. I'm looking for that guy if that heater's coming, that we have a chance to shut him out. And who's that guy going to be? Offensively, we got a lot of opportunities, a lot of options. We can do a lot of different things. I feel our guys are in a good place there. Who takes that next step for us on the defensive side? We'll see.
Who have you seen showing signs of maybe could step into that role to this point?
Nobody yet. Nobody.
Is that developing a want to in their
Yeah,
minds?
and I think those things happen when you see somebody else. I think it's hard in practice to generate that. There were days back when Trent and Andres and Io were here that it was challenging. Like who can stop who? They were all pretty gifted offensively and did different things. Until you start to see a different jersey. And that true competitive grit steps in, and that fire in your belly, and that, I'm going to stop you. Sometimes you have to see a different jersey to truly get that.
If you're going to do an exhibition game, did you want it to be on the road? Is that
Yeah, that was very much, Chris and I go way back, and we talked, and it's one of those that kind of started out as a closed door, and then he's like, we've got a great cause here that I'd like to help and be involved with, and how about an exhibition, and it just made sense for us to, we had the Butler situation and opportunity here. We had that done before, and just to go on the road. I always liked that experience, and then it turned into the exhibition and in front of fans, and next thing you know, TV's picking it up. So it just checks a lot of boxes that I'm excited about, and we were very diligent in trying to find teams that are old, teams that are veteran. That was very big part of us with the scrimmages and the preseason here.
You mentioned all the options offensively. How do you feel about the synergy you guys have, or just establishing an identity within all those options?
Yeah, that's still coming. I like it. I like these guys. We play unselfish. We've been playing the right way. Our assisted turnover rates every single day are good. Our flows being better. I think we're still learning. When guys get it going, to keep finding that guy and play to a hot guy every now and then. So I think we're doing a lot of positive things on that side of things, from the synergy to the connectivity, and we're still trying to figure out, what lineups work best together and what don't.
A lot of size on the roster. Is that translated into rebounding? Have you been a good rebounding team so far?
We have been an average rebounding team at this point. One of my big challenges is getting our guards to rebound. Our guards have to rebound the basketball. When our guards rebound the basketball, we run, and we're very, very good at that. And it was Kylan Boswell's been very, very good, but Trey, KJ, Will, all of those guys. I'm going right on Draven. Draven's rebounding extremely well on the offensive end. We've got to get better rebounding from him on the defensive side. So all those things are just part of it. And we sure don't want to say, well, we're big, so we're going to get every rebound. That's not the case.
Do you think your guys draw any motivation from being unranked and Paul going in?
preseason. No one's played a game. Nobody even knows rosters. I mean, you can, probably not. We know we've got a whole bunch of opportunities coming, to prove ourselves in the rankings. But I wouldn't rank us either. We've got 2 guys back, so it is what it is.
I guess in watching this mini series you guys have, just listening to the way that you guys have talked this offseason, it feels like there's a lot of confidence coming from you guys as a program. Can you give any context to how that relates to maybe where you've been previously?
I want us to have confidence. I think we're good. I don't know if we're great, but I think we're good. And I think we're at a point now in this program where there's standards. And we've got goals we want to try to reach, but I think the expectation starts with me. And I tell everybody else, if you need somebody to follow, get in line. And I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of expectations. I'm not afraid of the pressure. We're going to sprint towards that. And we've got a standard of doing things here that's been pretty doggone high, and we're not satisfied with that. But I want our guys to feel that air and feel that confidence and not be afraid. There's going to be some doubt. I get it. Just get in line. We'll go try to knock down the doors together, and it'll be interesting to go on the road and see how guys react. But no, we've done it before, and again, those are the standards that we have here at Illinois men's basketball, and this group's been. They're confident. They're confident in their abilities, but I don't know what that translates to, and when we get smacked, and are we going to jump back up?
You say some doubt. Do you mean people, how they look at you, or just a doubt of not having done it before, like with this
Anything
group?
you want to make it. Anything you want to make it. Everybody there'll be some doubt about something. And that's life. That's life. Let's go figure out how to knock down the door and know that we're going to try to be really good at what we do, and we're going to do it with the backpack on, that we've got hard work and we're not afraid of that. And I want our guys to believe in that and have confidence that all that hard work's paying off.
Will Riley, highly ranked, obviously highly regarded, coming out of high school. How's he made the adjustment
Great.
to the next level?
Great. Gets better every single day. He's gained weight. Fletch has done an unbelievable job with him in terms of monitoring his nutrition, making sure he's gaining weight, making sure what he does in the weight room. It's translating to the basketball court. He has been phenomenal in terms of just his work ethic and his attitude to get better every day. And we need a good Will Riley, and we're starting to see that consistency build every day.
Right after Tony Bennett retired, there's a lot of dialogue about the state of college basketball and how that impacts coaches. Where do you stand on that, and why do you think you've been able to thrive in this new environment?
I think everybody's different, and I totally understand where Tony's at and where he's been, and just I have not talked to Tony. I think there's challenges. I think we're in a unique time when we don't have rules, we don't have any guidelines. We're in between potential revenue sharing that will happen in April to NIL and what that looks like, and you throw in the transfer portal, which is to me is one of the great challenges. We don't know from year to year whether we have one guy back or 8 guys back. We're dealing in a calendar that is very different. For the high majors, we're seeing different separation from level to level. We've had guys every year in the draft, and we don't know our roster until June. So I think there's so many things out there. I think we've got brilliant leadership. I think Tony is doing an incredible job of carving a new path for all of college sports and what that will look like. I think there's an attitude of just I'm kind of going with the flow. but my mentality is always to be the very, very best at what we do. And so if change is the norm now, let me figure out how to change, and let me figure out how to do it with a lot of help, a lot of guidance. Josh Whitman, all of our staff, let's figure out how to do it the best we can do it. And we have unbelievable transparency in our department. So Josh gives us a guideline and a parameter that we have to work with, and then we're just attacking it. And I've never been afraid to make changes on the court, and I've tried to adapt, like it or not, without complaining, and just be as creative as we can, and as keep climbing the mountain until we get to the top. Let's be the best at it if we're going to do it. And whatever that looks like, and if that makes no sense, it must make no sense, because we don't have guidelines, we don't have rules, but we know we're doing a lot of things the best we can, and that's attacking the portal. That's recruiting high school kids. We're trying to be as upfront as we can with, and as aggressive as we can with all.
Along those lines, do you know how many scholarships you're recruiting towards
No.
at this point?
Recruiting's very different this year than it was last year. Last year we were old. We knew we had spots open, and so kids today, agents, all those people, they want to come be a part of that. When you've got a young roster, we've got one senior. Everybody throws up the question, where do I fit? Who's leaving? So the recruiting piece is very different. I don't know what that looks like in the future. And so it's a very different model than it was last year. So we don't have a national letter signing date anymore. It's completely different to us. So it'll be a very active spring, as I think it will be for almost everybody. We'll look and see what that looks like. We'll look and see what the settlement looks like. Just a lot of questions at this point.
Is it still 13? Still count on 13? Or does it go up?
No, I think the one thing that I think we're moving towards is not scholarships, but roster spots, and how those look. I think that the administration will dictate as kind of what those look like, and how that looks like. It could be. I think Big Ten's decided on 15. I think in college basketball for us, there's no scholarship breakdown. Potentially, you just have 15 on your roster. So I think we're in a kind of wait and see mode how it all plays out. And that's a lot of guys. But you need that many to practice. It's a lot of guys to keep happy if you're trying to play them all. So we'll see how all that continues to work.
Okay, thank you.